Hello. Thank you so
Hi.
much for joining me today. As we get started, could you just start off with telling me a little bit about yourself and the district you work in and where, and what's your role?
Yeah, so thank you for having me today. My name is Shontelle Meyers. I'm currently a freshman school counselor at Blythewood High School in Blythewood, South Carolina. So our freshman class has approximately about 600 freshmen. We do have two freshman counselors, but I am also a GCDF. So I do help the freshman students navigate their post-secondary goals and help them prepare to be college and career ready.
What are some of the things that you might do with them and the work that you do that aligns with college and career readiness?
So some of the things that I do, which is a big part, we use SchooLinks. So SchooLinks is a great program that we do have in our district. By the way, I'm in Richland 2 school district. I did not mention that in the first part. But we use SchooLinks to help those students navigate those post-secondary goals. So I go into our study skills and AVID classes, and I help those students go through the onboarding process where they look at what those questions are to help them navigate what may draw interest to them when they're looking at those career paths.
That's great. What do you think, just from the students that you work with as being freshmen, what are some of the challenges that you think face them when it comes to thinking about their post secondary future?
Some challenges they're facing as they transition from middle school to high school is usually they're unsure of what they want to do. So that's a great way where school links come into play because we help them look at all career paths. So whether it's going to college, enlisting in the military, or straight into the workforce, School Links has great icons to help you navigate to see where you may fall and what you may be interested in. So I like that it breaks down and goes deeper into information on what those students' pathways can look like.
That's great. You mentioned to me before in a conversation that you help teach a class on students' interests and helping with their future thinking skills. How has SchoolLinks enhanced your ability to kind of integrate that career pathway conversation during that class?
So, going into the study skills and AVID classes definitely help those students navigate because there are so many other avenues that are offered in there where those students can do assessments. They also can do like a top skills where it shows them what they can learn, like how do they learn? Are they a visual, audio, like what performance helps them set up? So, having seeing those students in that, for example, AVID class is such a great way because that class focuses on how to help them prepare for college. So when they're looking at the choices that they want to do, the icons definitely align with those things to help them navigate their choices. So that's one of the great ways that I like using going in AVID classes.
Yeah, can you tell me a little bit more about your district's AVID program and how it works with students and helping them understand more about, things like graduation requirements and, like you said, that college readiness aspect?
So when we go into those study skill and AVID classes, we do break down to those students, and it helps them understand like what they need to graduate, how many credits they need to be promoted, what the grading scale is as well. So like knowing what you need to maintain to be successful to earn those credits in the classes. AVID program does focus on the Wicker, so that's writing, inquiry, collaboration, organization, and reading strategies for students. So those students are really geared towards making sure they figure out or find that path that they want to be successful in because Avid also does college tours. So they do a lot of critical thinking, group working to help them navigate what they may be interested in, or even peer with their partners who may not understand or they just need guidance. Sometimes students do enjoy having that peer engagement with each other because sometimes their peers know them better than what they may be thinking. So that's a great way to navigate that in that portion.
Are your like AVID teachers like aware of schoolings? How do they like it?
Yes, so our Avid teacher at our school, she is definitely a part. She enjoys me coming into the classroom to do the Avid presentations, not Avid presentations, School Links. So when I go in, I definitely enjoy being able to navigate on the smart board. So it's a hands-on experience where those students are logged on to their Chromebooks. So they not only see me using it in demo mode as a student, not a student that is like attending anywhere. It's just kind of like a demo student account. But it does allow them to see me navigate those things with them. So if they have any questions or don't understand, I'm up there showing them how to work through the program as well.
Have they found it kind of like user friendly, or is it really hard to show them where to go?
They have found it very useful because those students, we go through to see how they can make the accounts personable to themselves because SchooLinks does have like where you can put a picture, you can create, like a backdrop. And some cool things that I do enjoy about it is that you can put what you mastered and things you like to do. What are your top skills? So they can even set reminders to themselves about things that they want to track. So like I'll even go through and do a small thing like, hey, I want to make honor roll for third quarter. Well, when is the deadline? What are the things we need to do? And SchooLinks will give them a notification to say how long or when you are you tracking to meet that goal. So that is something great that they do enjoy. I think they also enjoy some of the assessments because there's like a game of life. There are some different assessments that the students do find very fun and engaging to
That's
use.
that's great. We love hearing that. Um, Shifting gears a little bit from like now that you've gone in and you've done activities with students, are you using any of the reporting tools to see how students are engaging with the platform? Do you track to see like if they're logging in and like participating? I know that's sometimes a challenging step when you're going into the classrooms to know that everyone is following along with you.
Yes, and keeping the data to see how the freshman students are moving, that is something that I definitely do. So I will go in and I'll check to see how many students have logged in and definitely the scope and sequence that shows the percentages of how many freshmen are being engaged. That is another way that I do navigate. I have already sent out another just reminder to my freshman students because we've already switched into second semester. So I did one right before Christmas break. And then I just sent one recently, just reminding them and introducing it because our school is so large. We have over 2,100 students altogether. So our upperclassmen students still get that same information. I just target freshmen, but I do send it out, just making sure that those students know, like, hey, as we get new students, is being reintroduced or reminded to those students to definitely check out all the things that SchooLink has to offer for them to be either enlisted, enrolled, or employed. So that is a great platform that we will continue to share with them so that they know that this is available. And it's a great way if they can't, get to a campus in person or, check out those searches to see what a job looks like in another state. SchooLinks has all of that right together for them to be able to navigate those things right at their fingertips.
That's great.
Yes.
So have you used any of the data or have you been able to use any of it? How do you think SchooLinks itself has helped you with your counseling approach? Like, does it help you with having more meaningful conversations with students based off of how they're using it and that information that's in the platform?
For sure, because SchooLinks always comes up during like their individual graduation plan meetings and also in the spring registration because those are still conversations that as a counselor we're having with students to help them navigate those post-secondary goals. So that those are our meetings and conversations where students do come and sometimes they email me and just, hey, I checked out SchooLinks. Can I meet with you just to have further information to see what I actually link with and what are your thoughts about how I should move forward on what classes I should sign up for based on our career and technology classes that we have offered at our school. So that is definitely a great conversation that they initiate and come see counselors about.
Must be great to have them come to you with that
Yes.
information. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, just the last couple questions here. So just thinking about like you mentioned earlier that you really appreciate that SchooLinks like helps with connecting students to opportunities. How do you think that SchooLinks has helped with students like broadening their horizons and bringing opportunities to them?
Like I said in the beginning, I think that the platform itself is great because for some students who may be, um, depending on where they are, they may not be able to get into some college tours or have ever really looked at other options of that career being in a different state. So SchooLinks ties all that great information into one, where they are able to check and see what this looks like in Texas or Florida, or somewhere that may not have thought about, California. And then two, I think it's great for those students because SchooLinks also shares the scholarship and the finance icon. So that allows them too to be able to have those scholarships based on their career platform or their cluster of choice to be able to research. So that is another great thing that allows them to be able to look at, apply for scholarships, even if they're unsure. It's still like having a one-stop shop for them to be able to engage and know that there's so much information available where they can just go in through their account and they have that, till they graduate.
That's great.
Yes.
So can you share any at all if you have any kind of like personal counseling philosophy and how using SchooLinks is going to help you in your role with improving the culture of college and career readiness within Richland School District?
Yeah, so one of my goals is always just to continue to get more freshmen involved and make sure that they're connected and they're linked to SchooLinks because with this platform, we definitely don't want anyone left behind. So we want to make sure that we're trying to reach everyone so that they can have those goals or at least have an idea moving forward of what they may want to do. It's still that first transition from middle school to high school where some are unsure and some do know. But there's always my goal each year to improve my numbers and to make sure that I'm connecting and sending that information out and getting into the classroom to show those students hands-on experience, what it looks like and how to use it. Because I know for me, I like to see a visual. If you show me how it looks, what I need to do, I definitely just get it from there. So I definitely think that it has been a plus for our students for me to be able to go in those classrooms and show them. Because once I send it out and like after I've touched those students in the study skill and AVID classes, I see the information where they're logging in and they're, making those profiles personable to themselves. And I even had one student ask me about getting her mom connected. We do have our parents connected through SchooLinks so they can see it, but she just had additional questions like, I want my mom to be linked in everything that I'm doing. So, so it's definitely having them think about those questions and just making sure that their parents are on board with those decisions for them as well.
I love the efforts to make sure that everybody that has that equitable access to the
Yes.
information there so that everyone can make an informed decision for their future. I think that's like
Yes.
our personal goal with SchooLinks too, is just to make sure every student feels confident with doing that.
Yes.
I just have one last thing for you. If you were a counselor talking to another counselor who wasn't using SchooLinks and they had questions, what would you tell them about your experience, just personally?
I would just share with them that definitely give it a try. Check it out and see what all it has to offer because it's a great way to start conversations with students, especially when we get into those meetings where we need to help those students look at what they want to do and what their plans are, what their pathway is, whether it's being enlisted, enrolled, or employed. It's just a great platform to help them navigate, seeing what requirements are for college or what does that job look like, whether you have a degree or no degree or just what state do you want them to help them navigate to go into. So for me, it has been a great program so far. I definitely enjoy the conversations with students and faculty who may have some questions. But just check it out, see if you like it. I love the visual effects. I love how you can see the campuses and just the colors and the bright feel to the program. I really enjoy all that it has to offer. It's been really good to me so far.
Great. Well, thank you so much for sharing your experience, your students' experiences as well. We really appreciate it. And thank you again for your time.
No problem. Thank you for having me. I do appreciate this experience.